Taking a cruise to the Caribbean can be a great idea for a vacation, but there are so many different cruise lines to choose from it can be a little confusing. In this video, we'll be taking a look at the great things that each of the major cruise lines heading to the Caribbean offer. So join Viewcation as we share our opinions for the best Caribbean cruises for 2022. Silversea Cruises. Silversea is a respectable cruise line with ships heading to the Caribbean all the time. They recently launched a brand new ship called the Silver Dawn. It has a modest capacity of only 600 guests at once, which means it offers a comparatively intimate experience when put up against the average cruise ship. Despite that, the Silver Dawn has 8 separate dining venues on board that should make cruising on the ship an unmatched culinary experience. Perhaps the most interesting of these is SALT. The restaurant's name is an acronym standing for Sea and Land Taste Program. The point of the restaurant is to offer guests the chance to experience authentic cuisine from the various ports the ship stops at, providing different experiences on each cruise. There are many different ports that riding the Silversea Cruises Silver Dawn will take you to, with some of the more notable destinations including St. Lucia and Grenada. There's a great many things to do once your ship arrives in St. Lucia, with some of the more popular activities being safaris of the surrounding area by jeep and chocolate-making workshops held at a nearby Hotel Chocolat. Royal Caribbean Cruises. Given that Royal Caribbean Cruises is focused specifically on the Caribbean, you'll be able to take some cruises with this line that'll take you to some unique corners of the region. As compared to the Silver Dawn, cruising with Royal Caribbean Cruises can be a bit more of an ordeal. The cruise line recently launched a ship called Wonder of the Seas that can hold well over 5,000 passengers. It's come to be known as the largest cruise ship in the world. This gives Royal Caribbean some advantages, including the fact that it has its very own private island in the Bahamas. It's known as Coco Cay, and it's technically a collection of several small islands. However, you'll be having too much fun to argue with vernacular. While the cruise itself is plenty of fun, attendees will have a blast once they get to Coco Cay. It features plenty of awesome attractions, including Thrill Water Park. Virgin Voyages. While both of the aforementioned cruise lines offer great cruise options for families, Virgin Voyages offers some great cruises for those living the single life. Virgin is one of the newer cruise lines, and it offers some decidedly unique thrills in comparison to its competitors. Some of the many things that make trips with Virgin Voyages unique include the ability to watch burlesque shows and get tattoos out on the ocean. There are also plenty of interesting places to eat when riding with Virgin, including vegan options. Cruises make their way towards Bimini, where cruise attendees can keep the party going on land at Virgin Voyages' own private beach club. Disney Cruise Line. Not only has Disney been around for many years, it's also the ideal cruise line for families, especially those with young children. Disney's cruise ship featured the same level of attention to detail that the brand's many theme parks do, only out on the ocean. The cruise line recently launched a brand new ship called Disney Wish, which has become the 5th ship in their cruise line's ever-expanding fleet. The ship features its own water park. The joy of bringing your family on a Disney cruise ship can't be understated. Before we tell you more about the best Caribbean cruises for 2022, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to Viewcation if you haven't already. Regent 7 Seas Cruises. Regent 7 Seas Cruises is a luxury cruise line that features some decidedly interesting shore excursions. Some of those include the chance to take a sky ride above the Dutch island of Sint Maarten. Another interesting shore excursion sees a chairlift bring guests up to a lookout point called the Crow's Nest, perched upon a hill on the island of Sint Maarten known as Sentry Hill. Besides a great variety of shore excursions, there's also a chance to take cooking classes with a renowned Antiguan chef by the name of Nicole Arthurton Dennis. The main draw of the cruise line is that it takes its guests to islands in the Caribbean that aren't quite as well known, such as Sint Maarten. Holland America Line. Holland Cruise Lines is another one of those big cruise lines that has its very own private island in the Bahamas. This island is called Little San Salvador Island, though most call it Half Moon Cay. Once they've arrived at Half Moon Cay, guests riding with Holland America Lines will get the chance to try their hand at surfing, and there's plenty of hiking and bicycling. Cruises will also take guests to the island of Aruba, which is considered one of the preeminent diving destinations in the world. If you've never dived before, taking a lesson in Aruba is one of the best places to start. Star Clippers. Star Clippers is an interesting line in that its ships are made up to look like the kind of old-timey sailing ships that pirates used. While the ships are certainly motorized, the cruise line makes a point of trying to use the many functioning sails as much as it can. When you ride with Star Clippers, as much of your cruise will be powered by the wind as possible. And the many functioning sails featured on their ships are a gorgeous sight unto themselves. If you're looking for a unique experience on the ocean, taking a cruise with Star Clippers certainly offers it. But there's more to this cruise line than the unique look of its ships. The interior of the ships are decorated in relatively the same fashion, but guests can still expect the same type of modern amenities available on traditional cruise ships. One of their preeminent destinations is St. Lucia, where guests can check out the Pitons, a pair of mountainous volcanic spires that rise up out of the sea. Carnival Cruise Line. Carnival Cruise Line is another great family-friendly option. Cruises with Carnival sail all year round and head to all different areas of the Caribbean. Carnival's cruise line's newest ship goes by the name of Mardi Gras, and it made history by becoming the first ever cruise ship to feature its own roller coaster on board. If you'd like the opportunity to ride a roller coaster at the same time you're cruising on the waters of the ocean, this will be your chance. Princess Cruises. Princess Cruises is another of those big cruise lines that has its own private beach resort. But their private resort doesn't take up a whole island. Instead, Princess Cruises' private destination is on the southernmost tip of the island of Eleuthera. Still, this little resort destination is nothing to balk at. Known as Princess Cays, the resort spans 40 acres and allows Princess Cruises guests to try their hand at various water sports and sleep in their own private bungalow. There are a variety of different trips available to prospective cruise goers, with some of Princess Cruises' many different cruises lasting as long as 3 weeks. Seabourn Cruise Line. Finally, let's look at Seabourn Cruise Line, which is another small cruise line that makes a point of taking its guests to the more obscure islands of the Caribbean. Some of their ships have capacities as low as under 300 guests. This means travelers will get a shockingly intimate cruise experience. The biggest of the cruise line ships can only hold 600 passengers. The relatively small sizes of their various cruise ships is certainly an advantage for those guests who want to explore the lesser-known waters of the Caribbean that bigger cruise ships can't access. Now it's time to hear from you. Have you taken one of these cruise lines in the Caribbean? Let us know in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Viewcation if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.